don't have any idea how to do this. I don't even know if this can be done. Hey guys, it's Special K. We've got a brand new Void Rift boss, Shadowkeeper. This is a phase 1 boss, so no Araka this week. This replaces it. This is tough content. Really tough. For starters, you're gonna need an Infernal Lord. I'm using Solkadins because I have him, he's built. I use him in my guild boss team. I think Solkadins is probably overkill. Twin Fiend or Pyros, either one would be fine. But you can see here, Infernal Champs are getting a 35% increase in Nightmare this week. So that's going to be a huge help. All right, so for this first boss, we're going to go in with Hex, Setram, Zillitu, Brakir, Vortex, Oleg, Hollow, and Arrogance. I would probably swap out Arrogance. He didn't do anything in this. This could be your Infernal Lord here. Make everybody stronger, and you got space for it, because you're only bringing 3 Infernal Champs. Now, when I was doing this, I used Setram as my first place. I tried a whole bunch of other stuff. I don't know how you do this without Setram. This has been really hard to find replacements for people. Setram is kind of one of a kind because he's got that big, wide range. So he's going to be able to hit this top lane, and he's also going to be able to hit the people that come up, this guy that comes up the middle lane. And he hits like a goddamn truck. So, that helps too. These adjudicators will hit you really hard. You can see here, he almost takes Vortex out. And Vortex is built pretty good. But, he barely makes it out. Setram, same thing, barely makes it out. But he's able to take out those first 2 enemies all by himself, which gives us time to load up and get some new people in here. There aren't many ground tiles that you can use. They aren't ever in the places where you want them to be. This is a case where, I don't want to put Zillitu there, but it's the only place that she works. So here you can see these crawling guys are coming up. These guys hit pretty strong too. Not as hard as the adjudicators do, but they definitely do. Now, one of the things you'll notice is these floating souls. If an adjudicator makes it to one of these floating souls, they're going to get fully healed, like 2 million HP healed, and they're going to get an attack bonus too. So the goal is to keep these adjudicators away from those as much as possible, and then once they get to them, to kill them as fast as possible. So you can see I added Hex. He's going to take care of this guy. Oleg down as a tank to keep him away from those souls. And then Hollow in for more heals. And this is where I said that, he didn't do anything. Arrogance didn't do anything. He doesn't. This guy comes down behind him and just knocks him right out. Zillitu's doing most of the work, mostly because she's the only one that's facing towards the enemies. The shadow copies are huge here because there are some times when the adjudicators will go into almost like a shadow state, and you only hit them for 6,000 apiece. The shadow copies still hit them at full strength. So they're hitting them for 300,000, 400,000, which is, if you get an adjudicator who goes across one of these souls, you're going to need 400,000 to get rid of them. So that ult with Setram just took him out, keeps him away, and you can see we're in good shape here. This is the last guy left. Nobody's gotten into these souls. It's just a big pile of souls in the middle. Ult with Hex, and that should be pretty much all she wrote. Just knock that right down. There might be some rhyme or reason as to who the adjudicators attack. I haven't figured it out yet. There have been places where I'm like, why did that guy get hit? All right, we'll collect the rewards, move on to the next boss. All right, for this next boss, we're going to bring Zillitu, Setram, Hatsit, Oleg, Vortex, Brakir, Silas, and Volka. In my second run through this, because I forgot to record, I actually swapped out Volca for Sulkadins from my Infernal Lord, and that worked too. Actually, I think it worked even better. But you can see here, Silas is strong enough that he can take this guy out by himself, and he's facing left so that he's covering both lanes. He's covering this first lane on the of the three, and he's covering the very top lane. I'm going to take Setram, put him right here on this pedestal so that he's covering both of the portals, and he's also covering this entry portal here. This is invaluable, having him be able to help in both of these lanes, because Silas is going to take care of this left lane, top lane, all by himself. We just need some help over here for the adjudicator that comes from this one. And like I said, you can't let these adjudicators turn the corner. If they turn the corner and start getting into these souls, it's lights out. So I dropped Oleg, and Brokir will go right next to him. And drop in Brokir. Bring in Vortex for the heals. He's going to keep everybody alive. Silas takes one of them out without using his ult, which is perfect. Now we're going to take Zillitu, put her across, so she's going to fire across both lanes. She's also going to help before they even get... It's just, she's perfect for this. And once you get into her ult, I mean, you can see she's hitting for hundreds of thousands. Hatsit's perfect here because she can't be targeted in the first 30 seconds. I put her facing right so that she can also help out with this top lane too. But for this one, Setram really does most of the work. I'm going to put Volca down here. And realistically, all Volca is doing is allowing people to heal. If you look, every time Silas hits, he heals. And that was my main concern, was that he seemed to be... If this guy got one hit off on him, he's gone and the run's trash. So... And he just barely gets away with it. So, but it works out perfect. So here we're just beating up these guys as they come in. You know, having Silas take a little bit of the pressure off is perfect. Having Hatsit, you know, takes a little bit of the pressure off of Zillitu and Setram. Now you see here, he was targeting Brokir until he started targeting Hatsit. I don't know why. I don't know what the difference is. I don't know if it's the closest enemy kind of thing or what, but... But you'll see here, he just did that big giant heal. Thankfully, with the ults going on, we were able to get rid of him really quick because he can really do a ton of damage. I mean, like run-ending damage. So this timing works out perfect. Drop Hatsit. Her ult comes up really quick, and she's just going to knock most of them down. I think you'll be able to see another... Yeah, see, there's that big giant heal, 1.9 million. And that's just one of them. When he gets 4, he hits like a truck. There's 3, there's 4. See, bang, just one-shot Zillitu with heal, with shield. And we're just lucky enough that we were able to get him out. All right, this one, you know the drill on these. This is just an EXP raid. I'm going to run this at 9 million speed because it's just painful to watch. Oh, yeah. Deathwish is here again. Still not a sponsor, but they should be. All right, so I'd like to stop and say Zachary Thin Mints are like the best thing in the world. They're like giant junior mints. They're like senior mints. Amazing. Absolutely love them. They're only around up here at least at Christmas time. They're my favorite. All right, it's done. All right, let's get on to real bosses. All right, so if you read the mumbo jumbo in here, it says that you're supposed to bring healers that can dispel buffs and blah, 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 blah. I don't have an element, I only have a Madan. So she covers like 3 people realistically if she's on a pedestal, um, which is no help at all. She doesn't really do anything here. You can get away without it. You know, you just, it from a brute force perspective, you know, you can get through it. Here you go, I'll bring her. She's not going to do much, but okay. So I'm going to put Setram over here on the left hand side, and he can basically just take care of both of those lanes, keep everybody way far back. He's perfect for it. He's perfect for he's for this phase. He's absolutely OP. I don't know how I would do it without him. Maybe I can't even I can't even put something together. He's just the champ for this. Put Silas over here facing up. Brokir down. I think with all things equal, the adjudicators attack the last person you put down. There's some other factor to it. I don't know what it is. So I don't even know if it's anywhere in the literature on how they choose which one they choose. So I'm gonna put Zillitu over here, facing sideways. She's gonna do a couple of things. She's gonna cover those 2 top right entry portals. She's gonna help out on this bottom right entry portal, and she's gonna do a little bit of damage here too, to keep those guys away. Vortex right here covers everybody that's out. That's the best thing about his range is how many people you can cover with it. You can see I was saving Zillitu's ult for this, so that as this guy comes down, I've got the ult available, and she's just going to blow right through him. Oh, look at me. I'm lazy. I didn't even use the ult. Nothing wrong with saving it, I guess. Oh, that's why. Here's where I'm going to use it, right? Is this where I'm going to use it? Nope, didn't even use it there. I threw Volko over here on the left. I don't know why. Just to keep them back, I guess. She doesn't do much, and she gets killed. As soon as these guys breathe on her, I think she's dead. Yeah, see? But we got Zillitu and Setram, and they're going to just take care of everything. Because that's what they do. They're beasts. Both of them. Both of them are crazy. So you can see they're just doing their thing. Realistically, I could have put Madan over there with Volka, and she would have been well used. She would have kept Volka alive. She would have taken that heal thing off. That would have been okay. I guess if I had to do it again, that's what I would do. So this is just clean up. A couple more archer dudes. And that's it. That one's done. These last 2 bosses took me a significant amount of attempts to beat. So this has all the same mechanics. You know, you blow up the guys, and certain ones make it so that you can't your healing is less, and you got to keep the adjudicators away from those souls. So this felt really weird using Zillatu in like a Brokir spot, in a spot where it's like a tank spot. But she's really just mop up crew. Everything that gets past the guys that were going to go down, she's the one that takes care of them. So she's going to take care of these first two by herself with a quick ult. Then I'm going to put Setram up all the way over in the corner. Okay, and that's going to let him take care of all of those adjudicators that come up the middle row. And if they don't move, we don't have to worry about them hitting these souls. So that's the best way. The best way to do it is just to let them never get off of that spot. Kill them before their hourglass goes up. So you see the little pluses. That means that they're not healing. For these guys, it doesn't matter because they're not in the range of any one that's going to hit them. So I do a quick ult with Setram after I get rid of that adjudicator. He just helps take care of those guys. Zillatu's recharging her ult, so we don't want 4 guys creeping up on her when she has no healing. I'm going to take Nocturne. I'm going to face him right. And the combination of Nocturne and Constance are going to take care of the adjudicator that comes out of that bottom right portal. Sulkadins is going to take care of the top. So quick ult with Hex. And that guy's down. Same thing's going to happen here with Sylas. We laid Sulkadins, now we laid Vortex. Sylas is going to make short work of this guy. And now we put down Constance. In other runs, I've put down Constance before I put down Vortex and Sulkadins, and it works out just fine. Because Sulkadins' ult is up in a second. So here's Sulkadin's first ult, and as you can see, it's going to be like 2.2 million damage. Or 1.5 million damage on this one. So he's overkill. It could be a Pyros. It could be a Twin Fiend. And you'd still be fine. It doesn't have to be like the, rarest Lord there is, more or less. So here you can see Nocturne's doing his thing on this bottom one. And we knock him out before Constance dies, which is perfect. Because Constance is the only person providing healing in that bottom row. So she's going to take care of herself as soon as she comes out of this ult. Just working these guys down. The one place you do have to be careful is here with the bottom row. If this guy gets too far and he's in range for the adjudicator in that bottom row, and he heals up, you can be in some big trouble. So it looks like things got busy up top. I missed an ult, so I'm going to have to ult with Zillatu here to get rid of this guy. Ult with Constance. She's giving that inspiration to Nocturne. He's going to put in the work. See, they grabbed that. You can see how quick, once they get a soul, they can start really banging stuff out. And I'm just lucky enough that this my Vortex is strong enough and fast enough to heal Zillatu and keep her alive while she waits through that ult. If I had timed things better and killed that guy further back with Sylas, he wouldn't have got the healing. He wouldn't have gotten through Constance, and we would have saved all this time. But here we go. That's the shadow copy comes in just at the right time and in just in the right spot too. And we're good to go. And here we go. We're on to the last boss. This is Shadowkeeper. And this is really fiddly. There's a lot of moving parts, and things aren't just the way you'd like it. So here's who I came with on this one. Brought Dolores, Hex, Vortex, Oleg, Zillitu, Brakir, Setram, and Solkadins. And I mean, this, aside from Dolores, these are all pretty much the standards that I've used in every single one of these. And I really don't know how you get rid of any of them. You know, there are points in this boss where I'm like, I don't have any idea how to do this. I don't even know if this can be done. And I really don't know how you do it without a really strong Infernal team. So let's take a look at the run and see how we made it work. All right, so first things first, you're going to lay Hex right here. Dolores is going to go down. I've done this so many times that I can't stand to do it on one times, apparently. Zillitu up here. I'm going to ult with Hex just to get rid of this guy quick. Setram down here. The boss is going to come out of the here comes the boss right now. So the idea is that we're going to ult with Dolores and Setram before that boss has a chance to even do anything. Now I'm ulting with Solkadins. This guy's still going to get a shot off and kill Hex, but we're just in time. So here's the Dolores ult, here's the Setram ult, and we're off to the races. I'm going to put Vortex in, and you notice I'm leaving an empty spot. And you can see what I mean. I mean, there's just, I don't know how you do it without Setram. That ult just really makes everything. So I'm going to put Brakir down here. Brother Oleg is going to go right next to him. Now, this is one of the spots where it gets dicey because this Adjudicator is going to come down and collect up all of those souls. And I'm not in a good spot right now. I'm not in a spot where, you know, I barely got Zillitu's ult coming. I'm throwing up Hex just to hope for a stun or something just to slow things down. Thankfully, I get that. There's the stun, and I get her ult off. And it's just enough to get rid of them. Shadow copy too. I mean, all of the things worked out together. So I've got Setram and Dolores coming back. I'm going to put Setram here. And him being there, he's going to be able to help with the Adjudicators that come from there. Solkadins is going to take care of the left-hand ones. He's got those covered. So he doesn't need any help. Because now that Hex isn't there, that one won't throw fireballs at Solkadins for some reason. Or won't do it in time. I still don't know how the targeting works, the AI works on it. But here you'll see, you know, I mean, he'd already thrown at Hex, but now he's not even throwing at Zillitu. But he's gone, so I don't care about him. Just about to get Brakir back. And as soon as he steps into range, Setram's going to put him right down. You can see he started collecting up some of those souls, but it didn't matter. We put Hex out there as a target, you know, just as a decoy. Killed Hex. We can do this completely without him, so we're all good. Now we're on to the last 6. Zillitu's ult is just about up. Solkadins is always ready. That dude can fire off ults all day long. He doesn't care. So we got just a couple more coming up. There's one there. We've got these 3, and then 2 more of the Adjudicators coming from the top. Hex takes care of that guy. This guy's no problem. Solkadins is going to do his big boom on this guy. Thump, 2.2 million damage. Set off Hex's ult. Set off Zillitu's ult. There again, you see we're using him as a decoy. And there you can see that big, huge heal, but we made it through. And that's it. That's phase 1. So, like I said, really tough. Everything this first week lined up perfectly. You've got an Infernal bonus. You've got Infernal Lords. You've got, you know, everything you need. It's going to be really interesting to see how difficult this is when it's a North faction bonus or it's a Nightmare bonus. I don't know how you get this done with Nightmare Champs. I don't. It's going to be really, really interesting to see. I think it's going to be one of those things where you're going to have to run it with this same team without the bonus, and it's just going to be a little bit more difficult. I can't wait to see the comps that everybody else comes up with. I'm super excited to see a different way to do this than what I did. And I think there's a lot to learn. This is brand new content, so I'm just kind of blazing a path here. Anyway, I hope this helps. If you've got any questions, please leave me a comment. I love responding to comments. I'll catch you on the next one.